But now it's time to talk about the old heads, B. It's time to get on the unks. It's time to give them a little shine, give them a little praise. And I know no one is doing a category like this. It's time for us to do our best old head slash unk album of the year. And this album, this category is filled with older rappers, rappers that came from the '90s most likely, or maybe some from the '80s as well.
Did we talk about why we didn't put Common in there? I forgot. Well, did we say because he's more
Because,
consistent?
because he's more
Yeah.
consistent compared to these other guys. They
Yeah.
got like more bigger gaps and
Okay.
things like that.
Except for Ghostface.
And Snoop.
Yeah.
Cause Snoop.
Snoop did.
But we know. I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
But yeah,
all right.
the five nominations slash nominations and contenders
Yeah.
that we have. LL Cool J's The Force, an album that we reviewed, predominantly produced by Q-Tip. Not Eminem, even though Eminem
same
is on
as
the
a
album.
feature.
LL Cool J, he had to relearn how to rap, and I appreciate that, especially as someone who isn't that big on LL, but I know what his impact is on hip hop, and I respect him for that. And in the past, LL has sounded a bit dusty, a bit on modern production, but he came ready to rap on this album.
He did.
And I appreciated that. He came out with an album. He said, yo, I want to do this with Q-Tip instead of Dr. Dre. I guess he put all the Dr. Dre beats aside. He was like, yo, Q-Tip was getting the lab. And while Q-Tip was the hang up for me on this album, I still feel like this is a really, really good album, especially from a super legendary OG in the game.
Yeah. Producer and and a rapper on both on one single album is crazy. So even though we got that this year as well with Common and P Rock, but LL Cool J The Force, man, it was really refreshing hearing LL Cool J like rap like this, and Q like huge Q-Tip fan. Like we said, production was something that was like some of the production didn't hit for me, but when it did really well. And Ice Cube showed up. I said Ice Cube. LL Cool J showed up on each track he could, man, to like actually, make those beats sound a little better to me. I really love that he actually was like being honest and being like, I'm not expecting these kids to know who I am, and I feel like it's me. I can't just be the name. Like I actually have to show up and show and prove. And him coming back and being inspired to like, yo, I'm about to actually like reverse engineer the way I used to rap and like change this, put in a whole nother, direction with this, man. Cause like the flows, some of the pockets, like just sometimes like the fast pace of rhyming he was doing, it was like, dang. And everything to me sounded a little bit clear as well. It's not like I couldn't hear him, you know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't enunciating his rant or the words correctly or nothing like that. Like it felt fresh, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like a new form Cool J, you know what I'm saying? It felt like a bio Brolies and all this type of stuff, like trash, you know what I mean? But Q came in as a new form and actually was, pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It was dope.
He actually went to sharpen that pen.
It's facts. So yeah.
Next album we got Ice Cube's Man Down. One of the funniest reviews we have on this channel.
We had some people think we was being disrespectful.
Old heads have said way worse about the younger generation. Ice Cube is unapologetically himself on this album, Man Down. And I think he came out with an album years ago. He's doing this whole Big League thing, or Big Three League. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he did the Mountain Westmore.
Yeah, with Snoop Dogg, Too Short, and E40, and which they make an appearance on this album as well. Like I said, this album is unapologetically Ice Cube. He's purposely being himself. He's being offensive. He's not succumbing to this world's PC political correctness. He's not being he's not being changed to the woke agenda. He's being Ice Cube. He's gonna tell his story. Well, he's gonna tell how he is, how he feels, and however he wants to say it. I enjoyed this album. Yeah. you didn't as much, but I enjoyed it because I thought it was a fun time and it was just funny to me.
Yeah, as an overall listen, I did not enjoy it, but I enjoyed it like laughing at some of the moments, had fun with it. But before we talk about the other nominees, I don't really have much to say about Ice Cube album. But what I can appreciate about these albums were each old head came with something like they wanted to say or like with a different theme in mind. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like that's a really good thing. You know what I mean? So each different old head perspectives. I feel like we got different old heads. You got the old head that was like, you know what, I do need to change. You got change up the way I do something. I can't be so stubborn. You got the old head like I ain't changing ish. You got the old head that was like, yo, I'm just gonna do what I want. I'm gonna be a little lover. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the old head that was like, yo, I want to work on a new skill. You know what I'm saying? I want to produce some beats. And then you got an old head, 2 old heads. It was like didn't feel inspired and like just wanted to do whatever they wanted. I guess I don't know, want to be a little polished. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we get into the next project.
Ghostface Killah set the tone. This album, I like the first half of it.
Yeah.
He really set the tone because this album is divided into like 4 parts.
Yeah.
I like the first 2 parts, the second 2 parts, the last 2 parts where he tries to. Yeah, that wasn't for me. Ghostface, I really liked it. You was also unapologetically saying that word in there. That
real hip hop back.
Real hip hop back. Nas was on the album as well, making a feature. Kanye also gave a pretty good feature on there as well. But you know, when Ghostface gets in his Loverboy bag, it's just not for me. But how do you feel about it?
Nah, I love this, man. Like not loving like, oh man, this is the best thing I heard this year. I love it because I know Ghostface is just him. And like, if you're not familiar with like Ghostolini and all this type of stuff, what he does, like putting out like R&B joints, that's just what he does. And like, I think he just want to do 2 sides. Like, I'm gonna do an album where I'm rapping, doing this thing, and then this album right here, I'm the old head, I'm the little trick that I got the little young girl. You know what I'm saying? I got a wife. You know what I'm saying? So it was
play with your rose.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just so funny. Like, you know what I mean? It was just hilarious. And then like Ghost being just this character, like overall, but it's actually him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's wild. He's hilarious. And I don't know, I liked it. I was like, I knew you wasn't gonna like that half, but I'm like, hey, I enjoyed it. It was funny to me, cause I like that, cause that's something that he does. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing like new to me, so it's just like every time he do stuff like this, I find the humor in it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then
next project, Rakim's God's Network. This is a project I wasn't too favorable of, but I appreciate it because Rakim is a super OG in hip hop.
Yeah.
Eric B. and Rakim paid in full. What more can I say?
Changed
hip hop, changed the way people was rapping and rhyming. God's Network, this is an album where he is self-produced on this album.
He's
but
God.
Also, it's his network.
Yeah.
But also, all these songs are posse cut. He's using this platform to bring on new heads, older heads, people that are fans of his. Basically, he's giving the platform and he's just working with other rappers as well. I appreciate it. Didn't really love it, especially as an album, but I give it grace for what it is, and I appreciate it. But I'm not going back to this. Yeah. We'll let you be.
I haven't went back to this at all, to be honest with you. But I really appreciated it because I got the concept of it, especially when I was thinking. And you told me, oh yeah, he produced this, and I'm like, oh, so now I get it. Because first I thought he just wanted to bring on like some people he's a fan of, some like older, younger, mix them together and put them on some stuff. I didn't know, I thought it's like a little EP. It was like 7 tracks or something like that. Mm-hmm. So, but overall, I thought it was pretty cool, man. I like that little concept of him making beats and putting out a new skill. I don't know if this is he just now started producing or what, or he just been producing over years and this is first time putting out a fully produced project by him. And him bringing some guys on and rapping, man, because I love Corrupt verse on that joint. I forgot the name of that song. I like that song over there. But
your boy I-20 was on that Cricketer. I mean, not I-20, Cricketer.
King Cricket?
Yeah.
Yeah, King Cricket's on there. Freaking Chino XL, RIP to you. Freaking Nipsey Hussle's on that joint. Come on, man. RIP to him. Man. Freaking who else? What's not Sean Price. Fred the Godson's on there. RIP to him. Yeah. So yeah.
And last project we have, last nominee, Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre's Missionary, our album that we recently reviewed on the channel. This album, we didn't expect much. We didn't get much.
Yeah.
There was nothing great about this album. There was no shining light about this album. This album was, I can't even say disappointment because we didn't really expect much from it. We didn't expect the Doggy Style 2. I wanted it to be a bit more of a nuanced version of Doggy Style where it's like, oh, Doggy Style reflects my lifestyle of right now. That Missionary maybe would have done that, but it fits in this weird space of I want to be a sequel. I want to be goofy because, this is a condom rapper and it's Missionary. But also it's like you don't touch on anything that's really worth listening to.
It's just like a compilation of songs. And there's nothing really wrong with that, especially in the position these guys are in. But I'm not going to act like it's good just because they're in the position that they're in. I'm going to be honest on how I felt about the songs they put together. It don't feel like it's a concept or anything like that, but kind of made it seem like it with the condom and the Missionary title. It just doesn't, I don't know. Snoop Dogg being Doggy Style, cool, but like Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Missionary, is like, y'all could have named it something else. Like, I don't know, dog food or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of this at all.
Yeah, but it's now time to announce the winner of the best Oldhead / Unk album of the year. And the winner is LL Cool J's The Force. This album was really good. LL came to show and prove. And my thing was this. We was disrespectful to all these other old heads that old heads was telling us
They even
about.
said we were disrespectful to Q-Tip on here.
And my thing was this, right? The reason I hold these old heads, and I can hold Ice Cube accountable. I can hold a Snoop Dogg accountable. Because LL knew what to do going into this album to learn how to rap, to learn how to be on beat, to learn how to make the music actually sound good. I really appreciate that LL Cool J did that because he was already self-aware, like, yo, these kids not gonna want to listen to me if I'm sounding dusty on these beats.
Fact.
Like, yo, I'm LL Cool J, but that's not just gonna have me like, that's not gonna push me forward out for people to want to listen to me. I gotta show these kids that I still am like the GOAT. I'm still here to rap.
Facts.
He even has a song challenging himself with someone like Eminem. And he also has that last song on the album, which even though it wasn't that good of a closer track, he was still using his platform to put on other kids that he wasn't trying to sign, but he wanted to give them a platform as well. And he has features on here like Nas. I forgot. I want to say Busta Rhymes, but I'm not
Busta
sure.
Rhymes on here.
Yeah, and you know, overall,
Eminem.
as a old head project, this is literally the best one because I think on here he might have had the best rap performance overall too.
And it just wouldn't fit if LL Cool J is like in the best shape at his age. No way you can't freaking write, bro. Like, he couldn't come out there being all muscle bound and being like, yo, 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 it's in my radio. You can't come on
Mama
here,
said, knock you out.
You gotta come in here, man. You looking good, man. Rap good. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate that. Like, one thing about LL, you can tell that, like, yo, he's a guy that wants to be like top shape of something. Like, this dude made the GOAT. Like, you don't think like that and not want to be that. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate that from him.
I do as well.
The Force.
But
The winner.
LL Cool J, The Force, our best Unk/Old Head album of the year for 2024.
Right the floor with you.
Man, shout out to Beyond Beats and Culture.